Hi, class of 2020. My name is Matt Winkler, and I'm working as a summer support advisor with Matriculate. I just recently graduated from the University of Notre Dame, and I've been working with Matriculate as an advisor for nearly 4 years now. We hope that you're looking forward to your first semester of college, and we're super proud and excited for you all. We know that COVID has caused some major disruptions in our lives over the past few months, and we anticipate large changes to the college landscape in the coming months over the next semester. The summer support team at Matriculate has put together these office hours series to help support you on some important topics as you transition into college, in addition to any one-on-one support you may be looking for. In our first set of office hours, we'll be tackling questions and concerns related to financial aid, money management, and submitting key documents to ensure that everything is in line for your matriculation into your college in the fall. We will now have some of our advisors briefly preview some topics we will discuss in the office hours this Thursday.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex and I'm one of the summer support advisors with Matriculate. During office hours, we'll be talking about tips for buying supplies for your first year at school. One of my biggest tips is to think through everything that you need so that by the time you get to campus, you have almost everything. At the same time though, don't get too carried away with things that you find on college lists on the internet, because they often have a lot of things that you don't need.
My name is Christina and I'm a recent graduate from Williams College. I've been with Matriculate for about 3 years, and I'm going to talk to you very briefly about meal plans and health plans going into college as a first year. So for your meal plans, there's usually a default meal plan that the university will put you on as a first year, and most first years are required to be on a meal plan. But there is some flexibility after your first year, so if you don't like the food or you can find better ways to feed yourself, then that is probably also an option after your first year. For your health plan, it's really important that you get the proper immunizations that you need before you go to college, because they usually don't let you enroll if you don't have the proper immunizations. And you also need to make sure you have your medical history on hand, and some institutions may require you to send it to them, so keep track of that. And you might also need to get a physical, so just check up on what your institution's requirements are regarding health, and you can usually find that information on the university's health center resources website or on your freshman summer checklist going in. And most healthcare is covered in tuition, but if that might not always be the case, so I encourage you to investigate that further.
We'll also be touching on work study and answering questions such as, what is it, how do you get a work study job, and how do you balance a new job with your new academic schedule? Personally, I delayed getting a work study job until my sophomore year so that I can get used to my environment and figure out what I needed in terms of a work-life balance. I ended up with a research job in a field that I was very interested in, and one with flexible hours so that I can change my schedule based on how my academic workload changed from week to week.
We will also be talking about creating a budget for your time in college. An unexpected part of starting college for a lot of students is the costs associated with things outside of academic life, such as travel home, spending time with friends, and other experiences like summer internships. Creating a budget can be a great way to make sure that you stay on track with your spending without missing out on any of the experiences college has to offer. For me, creating a budget allowed me to make sure that I didn't overspend from month to month, but also made sure that I had enough saved to go to eat with friends or buy a book I had been wanting to read.
We hope to see you on Thursday, August 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern for our first summer support advising office hours session. Please come with any relevant questions or concerns that you may have. If you have any more questions, any really personal or specific questions, or are just interested in a one-on-one meeting with your advisor, please email them to set up a time to chat. We hope to see you there and have a great day.